Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. This is Let's Talk TV, one and only YouTube channel that gives you quality news and information on all the activities happening in Biafran territory. So stay tuned with us if you really want to get all the updated news, all the updated information on the Biafran struggle, because definitely we will be giving you the back-to-back news and information as it is hot. Now, let us go straight to the issue. The Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, has been visiting a lot of countries, European countries. He has visited US. He has gone to the Nordic, Norway, Denmark, and the rest of them. The funniest thing is that he has actually brought out his time. He has actually sacrificed his time, and he has sacrificed a lot of things, family-wise and all that, just to make sure that the Biafran struggle gets to a particular phase, as quickly as possible. It's not easy. On this particular video you're about to watch, the Prime Minister visited Asian country. Honestly speaking, I didn't even know that that the Biafran Republic government in exile have gotten a liaison office in Asia. And honestly, I am impressed, at the rate at which, the Biafrans are building structures all over the world. The multiplication is what is actually baffling. And honestly, I am impressed, at the rate at which the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, has committed himself in making sure that the Biafran struggle gets to a particular level where people can look at and say, yes, you did a big and a good job. And it has gotten to that level yet. This video you're about to watch is the live broadcast of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, where he made his own comment, his own view. This was the ending part of the meeting, because it was a very powerful meeting. A lot of things were said, but at the end, the Prime Minister came out and spoke, and he made mention of so many critical issues that needs to be addressed, issues that needs to be looked into, starting from the grassroots. So you might not really understand. So for those of you who have been criticizing Simon Èkpá, he is the cause of the buying that has been happening in the southeastern part of the country. The big question is, Simon Èkpá wasn't piloting things when the Nigerian government went into Onyendu Mazenam Kano's house and killed over 24 people. And the funniest thing is that up to date, nobody, the government has not mentioned that issue. They swept it under the carpet. This is one out of so many genocidal attack and buying of innocent Biafrans in Biafran land. We know all these, and that is why, if you are truly a Biafran and up till now you still don't see the good in what the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá is doing, then I'm sorry to say you're a big fool. Because that is just the reality. You are. Because it is actually as a result of, the way the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá has been able to handle the issue of the Biafran, struggle and restoration that today no Nigerian terrorist army can actually go into Biafran land and commit any kind of atrocious thing, just the way they were doing before. I can remember before ordinary protests. If you come out and you're doing a peaceful protest, they will come out and shoot at you, shoot at innocent people, by innocent people. And the government will remember the one that happened in Abia State, where they killed a lot of innocent Biafrans that were protesting on a good conduct, and it was swept under the carpet. Loss of lives, loss of innocent lives have been lost in Biafran land, by security agencies. And yet, nobody can come out and cough and say anything. But kudos to this man who was able, to take up the mantle of leadership, to take up the mantle to carry the Biafran struggle. Where were those people that are castigating him? Where were they? Where have they been? That is the big question. Please enjoy this wonderful life update by Prime Minister Simon Èkpá. He has come out to declare a powerful sit at home that will be observing by month end. Enjoy and get more information on Let's Talk TV. Please, the least you can do is to keep on sharing this news to as many platforms and groups as possible. Let people know what is happening. Make our people know as it happen for Biafran land, because a lot is happening and a lot will continue to happen. And this is the critical time, where we all need to be well informed. Enjoy.
Across the world, and that is our target. Our target is to make sure that we take the Biafra awareness all over the world, so that after December 2nd, the music, the game, the story will change. I want everybody to understand that just as the enemy, the intruders, the invaders, the killers of our people are not resting, we are also not going to rest. So it is very, very imperative and important that the gospel of Biafra, freedom, is spread across the world. And I'm very, very happy for what the rep, how assiduously the rep, the Asia rep has worked so hard to make this particular progress we are seeing today with his team. Biafrans should understand that the day we announced the date for the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra, from that day, the enemy will increase the attack against the freedom of Biafra. And of course, it is not something that is very surprising to me and to many people who understand what we're doing. But the fact is that as a government, we have to be very, very strategic. We have to also carry the people of Biafra along by informing them on the step and the plan of the government of Biafra. And that's exactly what we are doing. So we make sure we inform the Biafra people, prepare them to what is to come. Today, we see many of the defunct criminals pressure group. They are trying to distract the movement of the liberation of Biafra. This month is a very significant month in our history and in our freedom. We always remember the fallen heroes and heroines of Biafra every 30th May in every year. And of course, for the past few years, if you all could remember, these defunct political pressure group called IPOB Nigeria at a point even decided to cancel this May 30th Remembrance Day. How many of you remember? They canceled the sit-at-home that we normally observe every 30th May, and they claim that they are using it for empowerment and seminar. They say they have declared that our Remembrance Day is no longer Remembrance Day, that it is now a seminar day for empowerment. How many of you remember that? That was like last year or last 2 years, right? 2022 or 2023. And because their idea to end Biafra's struggle, to end anything Biafra, didn't work because of your tenacity, because of your support. This year, upon hearing that we have declared 3 days at home from 29th to 31st of May, as we use one stone to kill many birds, to enable our people to vote in the ongoing self-referendum as we go to the last phase of the voting of the first stage of the voting, which is going to end on May 31st. They said that only May 30th will be sit at home. But these are people who actually have decided that they have nothing to do with Biafra, including the Heroes Day. The records are there. We are not distracted. So the ongoing self-referendum is something that we are going to take very, very seriously. For those of you in Asia, Middle East, you have a duty to make sure that your people, your families are involved in making sure that we record success in the voting. We're expecting to have a couple of millions of votes before November convention in Finland. So the new, the phase 2 of this voting, we have re-strategized and have a new way and a new system of voting, which is by card, by telephone, and the online voting. So we have 3 systems of voting. We have the online voting, the physical voting by card, and by telephone. So everybody have the opportunity to vote. And one thing I want to make very clear today is that we no longer need your passport photograph in order to vote. We don't need your passport photograph. All that is needed is your name, date of birth, and your state, and that's it. We don't need, for security reasons, the government decided to adopt this system that we no longer need your passport photograph. So, and we're expecting that Biafrans will use these 3 days sit at home from 29th to 31st to vote massively. Every admin in the homeland de facto government is expected to make sure that they coordinate their state to have the highest, make sure we have the highest turnout of voters on this 3 day, during this 3 days sit at home. And then in Finland, we will look at the result of the voting, count the vote, and declare the restoration of independent state of Biafra, depending on how many numbers of vote that we are going to get. But I want everybody to understand that 4 million voted during the general election in the entire Biafra territory. From the south-south to the southeast, total voters were 4 million. So the total number that boycotted the election on the order of the government of Biafra were over 20 million people. So those 20 million people, from 4 million people to 20 million people, are the Biafrans we are looking for to have their vote counted between now and October 2024. On the issue of self-defense, we will continue to empower the Biafra forces, equip them with the tools and materials they need to defend our land against those who come to kill, against the Nigeria terrorist state, whose job is to come, kill, maim, burn, and displace our people. We will continue to provide adequate materials that the Biafra Liberation Army and Biafra Defense Forces will need to have a very proactive response whenever the cases arises. I want everybody to understand that as we are moving forward closer to December or to November this year, a lot of sabos will be manifesting, because these are people who never believed that Biafra will come. And so they found solace in Biafra liberation. For whatever reason, they use Biafra liberation for career. And now that Biafra is coming, they are scared, worried, and very, very traumatized. What is going to be their fate after Biafra has been restored? And I am promising them today that whatever your problems are that made you to find a career in Biafra struggle, Biafra government will provide adequate opportunity for you to get employed and have reasonable, meaningful job in Biafra nation. So Biafra government is going to make sure there is job. It's going to make sure that we have social amenities. Biafra government will provide security. Biafra government will build schools, hospitals, those things that make people in the West who they are. That's exactly what Biafra government is going to do. And the journey is what we are doing today. The tours of these countries like we are today in Middle East and Asia, calling our people to come out, awakening the subconsciousness of our people is part of the journey. Most of them will come today to tell you, oh, the military are killing Biafrans because of the agitation of Simon Èkpá and Biafra government in exile. And you ask them, what was the reason for the killing of 28 persons in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house? Was it because of Simon Èkpá government in exile? Was it because of Simon Èkpá agitation? Was it because of Simon Èkpá, supporting Biafra Liberation Army? The killing have started since 1945, even beyond that. As you heard the audio of one of the patron of the defunct Ohaneze, he narrated the killings by the Fulanis, by the Nigeria state, of the Igbos and Biafrans and Yorubas and other ethnic groups. He narrated since 1935. Was it Simon Èkpá? Because when the enemies want to use you, they will use you very well. They will tell you to start saying things that never existed. Some people will say, oh, that when Biafra army go and defend our land against the terrorist army, and then they will go and burn the villages and they will disappear. Even without the Biafra Liberation Army, the Nigeria terrorist army has been burning villages in Biafra land. Even before Simon Èkpá joined the Biafra struggle, Nigeria army, terrorist army, has always burned villages, displaced people, killed them, massacred them. I could remember what happened in Odi. Obasanjo leveled the entire village. I was not in Biafra struggle. So the actions, the the terrorism of the Nigerian state started as far back as 1935, even before Nigeria independence, while Biafrans scattered all over Nigeria were made to face the judgment, evil judgment, jihadist judgment of the Nigeria Caliphate. But today, many of them will say it is because of Simon Ekpa. So I want you to understand that this kind of blackmailer propaganda will increase in the coming weeks. You have to stand very strong. You have to be very resilient. You already know what you want. You already know what you are doing. Do not listen to people that have been claiming to be fighting for Biafra for many years, while their colleagues are being butchered in the street of Aba. They did nothing. When they were being killed in Anambra, in Nkpo, they did nothing. They were killed in Enugu, they did nothing. They were killed in Ebonyi, they did nothing. They were killed and massacred in Obigbo, and the bodies of our people were littered in the river, in Obigbo River. They did nothing. Today, we decided that enough is enough. Nobody will kill again in Biafra land and live to tell the story. That is not to say that sometimes those people will not do that and succeed and go. But even if they succeed and go, no matter how long it takes us, we will look for them and we'll hunt them down. Today, we are making sure that when they come to perpetrate these heinous crimes, they will meet with a very powerful resistance from the Biafra forces. And of course, many of them are not happy for that. So I want you to understand that the propaganda and blackmail will come, but we will defeat them like we have always defeated them in the past. So Biafrans in Asia, in Middle East, I thank you for your support so far. We have a long way to go, but we're definitely going to get there. From the 2nd of December, everything will change. Things will change that, like everyone knows, we cannot be fighting, agitating for freedom, and allow our people to get killed, like they have done in the past. So we are following diplomatically, politically, and of course, defense-wise. We will make sure that as they are coming to kill our people, there will be minimal casualties, because that definitely is going to come. They will kill us, we will kill them, but at the end, our freedom will come. This was the exact word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same people today, when they kill in Enugu, they call Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa because of you. They kill in Delta State, in Oklahoma, they say it's Simon Ekpa. But our leader said they will kill us, we will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will come. Our own is to defend our land, to make sure that our people are protected, our women and children who have suffered many years of butchering by the Nigeria state are protected under the Biafra Republic government in exile and other Biafra de facto government. And that's what we're doing. So I call on Biafrans to cooperate with the de facto government and submit their vote. You no longer need your passport photograph. You no longer need your picture. All you need is your name, your date of birth, your state, and let's get this thing done. You have for many years cried, and today your liberation and your freedom is here knocking at your doorstep. So let us put hands together and make this particular dream of Biafra a reality. Support financially, with your prayer, with your ideas, and otherwise, to make sure that after the 2nd of December, we will fight those who have come to kill us in our land, and things will never remain the same until Biafra is recognized by international community. We are also making it very clear today to the Biafrans in Middle East and Asia that the plan we have to make sure after the declaration in December, we will fight until it is Biafra is recognized, will begin to manifest very, very soon. We have engaged many organizations, including those in Washington, D.C., to make sure that as these things are happening, the decision makers will be paying very keen interest in the issue of Biafra. Biafra is going to be the only country that will end the upsurge of terrorists within the Sahel region and, of course, in the entire West Africa. We welcome every presence of the United States military in our region. We welcome every presence of any nation who want to bring their military presence in our land, but at the same time, you must not interfere to protect the interests of the Nigeria terrorist state. There we will have a problem. We are ready to fight anybody who comes to our land to kill us. The interest of Biafra is first before any other thing. So if your presence or whatever you are doing is not about Biafra interest, to protect the interests of Biafra people, we are definitely going to resist you. And when we resist with our allies. I thank you all for your support, and let's look forward for bigger picture and bigger things that is ahead of us, which is declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra on December 2nd. If you are still planning to attend to Finland Convention, I urge and advise you to make your application and get your ticket, because the space are limited. And once we get to the limit, the space will no longer be available. And you don't want to miss this historic event. It is a lifetime event where you are coming as a delegate from all over the world to append your signature on the declaration document of the Biafra. From here, I thank you all for this wonderful tour today. And I have made promises to many other countries where I visit them. And as you all know, we are working on the Biafra satellite radio and station and television, which we expect that it will, cut across the entire 40 state of Biafra. And that project has started. In the coming days, we will start in Akwa Ibom State, in former Akwa Ibom State, and we're going to cover that state before we go to the next state in the coastal state. So I thank you all for today. Looking forward to see you again. My program today is very, very hectic. This evening, I will be having another media coverage that will last up to 3 to 4 hours.